Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So in today's video I'm going to be reviewing and applying a bunch of new makeup releases. Not all of the products that I'm going to be using in today's video are brand new, but most of them are brand new to me. But I also have some very exciting new releases. So I do have the brand new setting powder by Hourglass, got some new goodies by RMS Beauty. I have some NABLA cosmetics, Luna Beauty. I mean, there's going to be some very exciting products. So I also wanted to mention that none of these products were sent to me. This video is not sponsored. I basically purchased all of these products with my own money as per usual. However, if you do want to support the channel and if you do want to maybe purchase some of the products, maybe you like something that you're seeing, I'm going to be doing my best to link all of them in my description box down below. Now, these are affiliate links. However, I'm not affiliated to any of the brands in today's video, but these are generated through my partner over at Shop My Shelf. So in case you are using them, thank you so much. That means the world to me. And yeah, if you do end up also enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. Also, please don't forget to drop me a comment down below in case you have tried out any of these new products, or if there's anything else that you would like to see on this channel. I am always looking forward reading your comments. I really don't want to make this intro too long today because we have some exciting products. And yeah, I would say without no further ado, let's just go barefaced and let's start chatting about most of these new releases. Alright, you guys, I'm barefaced right now, but I've already prepped and primed my skin. We're just gonna skip this part. I'm just gonna quickly tell you what I used. I, of course, used as a prep step my beloved Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. Ever since I've got this product, I've been constantly using this because this has definitely changed my makeup game. It is so good if you have skin that gets a little bit oilier and that gets oily throughout the day, basically. So this will prevent that from happening, which is just worth everything to me. So I've been really thoroughly enjoying this product. So the serum is definitely more of a prepping step, and then I usually go in with another primer. And today I just, reached for my Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. Just such a holy grail product of mine. I feel like this just makes your skin super smooth, kind of like the name says it, airbrushed. And it also smoothens out the pores a little bit. Now, I honestly was struggling a little bit with what foundation I should be showing you. I had the option of actually showing you a newer product or something that is very old. It's been on the market for such a long time. And we're just gonna go with that product because I feel like the new product that I've been trying out, it's just not going to be working that well with the setting powder that I want to show you today. And it's also, I feel like this newer product, let me just tell you what it is. It's actually this Catrice Nude Drop Tinted Serum Foundation. I'm going to be showing you this in a different video, but not today because I feel like this is so hydrating. It is definitely better for drier skin, and the setting powder that I want to show you, just they don't get along. For some whatever reason, these two products don't work with each other. So I'm going to be applying a different foundation. I recently got into this brand a little bit. So I'm trying out products here and there by them, but this is a foundation that I truly love. And I also feel like I need a little bit of coverage today. So this foundation comes in perfectly. And I'm talking about the Tarte Face Tape Foundation. So I recently have tried out their concealer. I really do enjoy that concealer, and I know I'm so late to the game. I'm so late to the party. I mean, the party has already ended and I just arrived. That's how I'm feeling about this product, but my gosh, is this an amazing foundation. I really do enjoy it. I have this in the shade 22B, so that's described as a light beige shade. It's a really good shade match for me right now in the winter time. I think it's really stunning. This is the texture. It is going to run down my fingers, but it still has some creaminess to it, but it's not over the top, like thick. So I've been really enjoying this, and I really do adore the coverage level of this product. I definitely do need some coverage, and this just turns out to be such a good medium to full coverage foundation. And I actually picked this up during the Sephora sale. And I've been loving this. Like, where was this foundation all my life? I always was eyeing this, but I never made the jump to actually purchase this, and I don't know why. I have no idea why, because I've been loving this. It's such a beautiful finish too. It's exactly the type of finish that I like, but just look at that coverage. Like, I mean, I just used a pump of this and I still have some product left on my finger. So, I mean, it's just so good. It has a little bit of a scent to it though. Like, I feel like, I'm not sure if this has synthetic fragrance in it or not, but it has a very mild scent to it. It's not bothering me in any way. But just look at that. That is such an incredible, stunning foundation. I really have been enjoying this. And also I feel like the shade match is spot on. I feel like this could be a little bit too light once we are approaching summertime and I get a natural tan. But right now it's a perfect shade match. It's so good. Let me know if you've actually tried out this foundation, what your thoughts are on it. I just really been enjoying it, especially this coverage level. Just look at that. I mean, that is some, I would say, medium to full coverage straight away. It looks like a second skin. It really does not look heavy or cakey or any of that. I just feel like it's exactly what I like. So let's actually move on to the concealer, and this is also not a brand new product on the market, but it's new to me. I've never tried it out, and I always was kind of reluctant to pick this product up just due to the fact that I really did not enjoy this foundation by the brand, but I thought maybe it's just completely different, and it definitely is. It's such a good one. So this is by House Labs, and this is the Triclone Skin Tag Hydrating and Depuffing Concealer. So this one actually does come in 31 shades. Now, I had a little bit of a shade mismatch happening here. I initially went for the shade 12 Light Rosy, but this is just too light for me. It looks super out of balance if I do like a very bright under eye. I just don't feel like it looks very flattering on me. But I was not sure what other shade I should pick out, because honestly, in their light to medium shade range with this product, they don't really have a specific like pink or cool undertone or a rosier undertone. So I had to go with a peach undertone. So I actually ended up picking up the shade 22 Light Medium Peach. Now, it's not too orangey on me, okay? Because that was my biggest fear. But what I end up doing is I'm gonna have to mix both of these together. This concealer is amazing. Like amazing, 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 amazing. Okay, it's so, so damn good. I really like it. It's not maybe my all-time favorite concealer for underneath my eyes, but it still looks super smoothing. But especially if I do have some spots, this is such an amazing spot concealer. And what I also like about this is the fact that it's not too thin, nor is it too thick. It's definitely a little bit more on the viscous side, but it's not over the top, thick and creamy to the point where it would just look like just too much on my skin, okay? I feel like this is, it's chef's kiss. And if I would have not enjoyed the formula the very first time that I tried this shade, which is just a little bit too light for me, I would have not went out and like bought a second shade, because I knew I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to be starting off with the shade 12 Light Rosy. So I'm going to be putting that right here, and we just have to do a little bit of a mixing situation. I've also just been using my dampened sponge with both the foundation and the concealer here. I'm just going to be putting a couple of dots right here of the lighter shade. So this is the light medium 22 with peach. I'm just going to dot it in between. All right, so I'm going to use my sponge to just blend it all out. This just looks so smooth. Has really good coverage, you guys. I feel like this has almost like medium to full coverage, and it just looks so amazing, really amazing. Now, although the foundation has done such a great job in covering most of my redness up, I still want to use a little bit of this concealer, and I'm just gonna put it right here. And this is the light to medium shade. And I'm just gonna be using a brush for the spot concealing. So pretty, right? This is such a pretty concealer. I could only recommend this if you can find a shade. I mean, I have to do this mixing situation, which I'm not mad at. I think this is very, very pretty. I really love it. So before we are moving on to this setting powder that I picked up, I just quickly want to put an eye primer on my eyes. I'm just going to use my Sigma eyeshadow base primer, the one that I'm always using, and I'm going to be filling in my brows. And for that, I'm going to go with my Rare Beauty Brow Harmony pencil, and I'm just going to use my beloved Airbrow by Kosas. I'm just going to run that through the brows, and then I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so my eyebrows are actually done, so let's move on to the setting powder, the brand new setting powder. So let's talk about it. It is the brand new Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Pressed Powder. So whenever there is like a really expensive setting powder, my expectations are very, very high. And I mean, I did just recently do a full face of Hourglass. I'm gonna link the video right here. And if you do want to see their veil powder, I did use it in that video. But yeah, they recently came out with this one. I will say the packaging is kind of annoying. This is like a fingerprint magnet. I constantly have to clean this product. Like you can see if I touch it, like it's immediately gonna have the fingerprints all over. Sometimes Hourglass has this type of packaging, but with this being such a huge surface, it's just so visible to my eye that it almost bothers me. Actually, this comes in 5 different shades in total. One of them is a translucent shade. Now, I did pick up the shade Translucent Light. Here it is. I did pick up that shade because I thought it would be a little bit more pink. The other shades looked a little bit more yellow in undertone. Now this is very sheer though. This is not going to give you a lot of coverage. I think at the end of the day it would have not mattered if I would have picked up the translucent shade versus the translucent light shade. Yeah, so what can I say? I've been trying this product out since it was released, so probably over a week by now, and I've been trying it out with different foundations. I've also tried it out with this foundation, and I feel like on this foundation, it does work the best, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed in this product because, I mean, I do love a good mattifying product, a good mattifying powder. I like a blurring powder, but this one, it's almost too much. It's literally, I think it's too much. If you have dry skin, don't use this. Honestly, don't use it. Like, I feel like you would really dislike it if you have dry skin because it is very intense and I don't think it's that blurring. I've been trying out some other powders lately that I feel like just do such a better job in blurring my pores and just setting my makeup. I will say, when I tried this powder with this foundation, it was a disaster. Both of these products just did not like each other, and I thought it would be fun to actually try the powder out on a very hydrating, a little bit more on the dewier, radiant side product, but felt like at the end of my day, my skin was so like wet still. It felt like I did not even put on any powder. Like my entire foundation was just disrupted by this product, by this setting powder. And I know it's the setting powder because I did use this with different setting powders and it did not do that. I'm not sure if this powder is really meant for my skin. Another thing is this powder underneath my eyes is too dry. It's just such a drying powder. That's my experience. You might have a very different experience than I have, but dear Lord, I don't know how I'm feeling about this powder. Let's actually apply it. To be honest, I'm going to be using, I tried out this puff by Hourglass. I don't like the shape of this. The shape is just like putting on stamps on your face, so I don't really like it. Honestly, I'm gonna go in with this. I just prefer the shape of it. Yeah, let's do it on one side with the powder puff and maybe let's do the other side with a brush. So, I mean, I've been using it on this foundation. Now, I will say this foundation, it's not the dewiest, it's not the most shiniest, it's also not like too wet in texture, but it also does not dry down 100%. So yeah, I took a little bit on my powder puff, and also I feel like the concealer and this powder, maybe not the best combination in the world. I mean, it's okay. It's definitely a little bit brightening, but not excessively. I still feel like it's pretty sheer. It's just literally going to suck the life out of your skin. I mean, right now, as you can tell, the powder looks actually very, very pretty. Like, it looks really, really stunning, apart from underneath my eyes. Like, I mean, my eyes, they look a little bit crepey right now. This powder is not lightweight. I can feel it, like, almost like sucking the moisture out. Like, it looks really pretty with this foundation. with this, it did not do that. This is too moisturizing for it. So with this foundation, I can definitely get away with using it, but I don't think it's going to be my favorite one because it's just a little bit drying. Like, that's what it is. I can feel it. So let's use a brush on the other side. I'm gonna be using this brush for underneath my eyes first. Like, it's not looking very flattering on the side where I used the brush. It's a little bit too much, and underneath my eyes it looks terrible. I mean, it looks very dry. Just look at that. It looks so dry and crusty and crepey, and oh my gosh. And considering that this is actually a beautiful hydrating concealer and it works so well with other powders, I feel like this powder just destroys the look of it. I prefer something a little bit more smooth. I don't know why people are hyping this up so much. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm just not the biggest fan. So let's actually move on to the next category. Let's move on to some complexion color products. And oh my gosh, I've got some really exciting products here because I basically did pick up the brand new bronzer by RMS Beauty, and I cannot wait to show you that product. So this is the Redimension Hydra Bronzer by RMS Beauty. Now, it was literally just a question of when they would pull my beloved Madeira bronzer and replace it with this baked gelée formula that we have recently seen by RMS. And if you've watched my full face, or if you still want to watch it, their Madeira bronzer, I freaking love that bronzer so much. This is the Madeira bronzer. They still have it on sale and it's like 75% off. So you can get this now for like $10, something around that price point, I think, if I do remember correctly. In every full face of RMS that I've done on my channel, I used this and I always was raving about it because it had this beautiful, cool, plummy undertone. And it was really difficult to find a bronzer like this. And they only had this in one shade. That was always my critique, that this only existed in one shade solely. This was very pigmented, so I always had to tap off my brush. And fun fact is also, when they had released their highlighter in this baked gelée formula, I asked them on Instagram, I was like, are you actually going to change the Madeira bronzer and re-release your bronzer in this formula? And they were like, oh no, we don't have any plans of doing that. Maybe they just did not want to reveal it to me that that was in the making. It's fine because now we have this new bronzer and I'm so excited for it. So they came out with this bronzer in 4 different shades. I did pick up the shade Beach Walk Batty, which is kind of their lightest shade in the bronzer. They have kind of like different undertones, and this one looked like it was a little bit like rosier, like a little bit more neutral in undertone, and I thought, oh, that's exactly what I like. This is not the most rosiest or cool toned bronzer I've ever seen, but it still has some warmth to it, and it's more on the neutral rosy side. Now, this one is definitely less glowy than the blush formula that we're about to talk about as well. But this is not translating to my skin as an excessively glowy or radiant bronzer, and I'm so happy about that. And it just looks amazing. This is also a refillable compartment. Now, the refill pan on this is not magnetic. So, you know, you have to, at one point, purchase the outer packaging in order to make it refillable. Let's actually go into it. It's really pretty. I have been loving this. Ever since I got it, I really can't stop using it. And that just says a lot. It's such a good one. I'm so happy that I got it. So yeah, let's bronze up my face. And you can see, I mean, I used a lot now. So can definitely slowly build it up, or you can dig your brush into the product and immediately get a little bit more of pigment payoff. Still a warm bronzer, you know, it's not as cool toned as the Madeira bronzer. The Madeira bronzer, oh my gosh, that was plummy purpley. And as you can tell, it's not over the top glowy or anything. Now, my skin tone is definitely neutral, leaning cool, and I feel like on my skin tone, in particular, this bronzer just looks so at home. Like, it really feels like a natural tan. Let me actually use my Jane Iredale to put a little bit of contouring action on my nose. But yeah, this one does not have any glow to it. Again, I don't really want to put something with a little bit of radiance on my nose even. I just want a matte powder for that, and I just think this Jane Iredale is still like my favorite matte bronzer. It's so amazing. One of my favorite matte bronzers, most definitely. So we are just gonna stay with RMS Beauty because for the blushes, I actually did pick up a new shade. It was released a while ago, like I don't know when exactly, but I feel like I saw this blush shade first in a set, and then I saw it being sold as a single, and I just picked this up like recently because I love their blush formula as well. And this is their newest shade in their blush formula, and I've not seen anyone talking about this shade. So I thought, you know what, let's just pick it up and let's show it to my audience because this looks very, very beautiful. So this is the RMS Redimension Hydra Powder Blush in the shade Bermuda Rose. Now, if you do want to see all of my RMS blushes, I do have them featured in my latest full face of RMS Beauty. I might just like put a card right here. It is like a warm, neutral kind of pink. It's not a cool pink, but it's also not a very, very warm pink. I don't have French Rosé. I don't have Bohemian Girl to compare this with. I just have Kir Royale, and Kir Royale has maybe a little bit more red in here than this one. This is such a beautiful shade. I love Kir Royale. So yeah, I'm going to be applying this again. This also has the exact same formula as the bronzer. It is one of these type of blushes that you can easily build up. You know, it's not going to give you a lot of pigment straight away. So I'm just going to go in really slow with this. See if you just have a little bit on your brush, it's not really going to show up a lot. This is going to be a little bit more glowy though than the bronzer. But not over the top, you know. This is a glow that is just looking very flattering. And you may know that I don't like glowy blushes. I really don't. But this is a formula that I think is beautiful, where the glow does not annoy me, where the glow does not enhance my texture. As you can see, I have to go in a couple of times and build it up slowly, but I honestly prefer that. I prefer a buildable formula over something that is very, very pigmented straight away. So as you can see, it's gonna give me a little bit of a very subtle glow, but I can live with this amount of glow. I think this is just beautiful. This makes your skin look super refreshed and just pretty. This is not pulling metallic. This is not giving you tinfoil man vibes. I don't like that at all. And that's why I also completely disregarded to purchasing these new Rare Beauty blushes. I was waiting a little bit to see some reviews, and when I saw that blush formula, I was like, hell no. Oh no, I don't want a glowy blush whatsoever. That looks like a highlighter, to be honest, and it just looks way too metallic. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna spend my money on a glowy blush that I already know, and I can tell from seeing people applying this that that would not look good on me. So if you kind of feel the same and you want a glowy blush that just looks like perfection, like subtle but beautiful, RMS. RMS all the way. This formula, ever since I've tried it out the very first time, about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I love it. I freaking love it. But let's actually move on to the highlighter. Now, to be honest with you, I really wanted to get my hands on this new Fenty highlighter. However, I saw so many people receiving their highlighters in the mail because they ordered it online, and usually I do order my products online as well, and they came shattered because apparently it's a very fragile formula. Did not want to risk it, and I did not have the time yet to go into a Sephora, and I really want to try that out. So during the Sephora sale, I actually picked up a highlighter that I ordered once online, and it also came completely shattered. I had to return it, and then I never ordered it online again. But during the Sephora sale, I actually went into a store and I picked up the highlighter that I always wanted, and it's by Rare Beauty. I did not want their blushes, but I really wanted this shade in their highlighter. So this is the Rare Beauty Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter, and it's the shade Mesmerize. It's like the pinky shade. So I always wanted to have this. Thus far, I only had this shade, which is the lightest shade. It's called Enlighten. It's like the best inner corner highlighter ever. I also love it for my face, but I have to go in with a very light hand. So because I am familiar with this highlighting formula, I really thought to myself, oh, I don't want these blushes. I really don't want the blushes. I love them as a highlighter, but I don't want very metallic cheeks. I really don't want that. This is already very, very intense. So I'm going to be applying this a little bit, and I don't even know what brush I should use. Maybe I'm going to go in with this brush instead of the big brush, because holy moly, this is beaming, okay? It's a very beaming formula. This shade though is so pretty. It's still very light on the skin. It's not very like pinky, like it's not heavily pigmented with pink. It's still gonna look, but just look at that. That was a mistake. I'm not gonna use this brush. I'm just gonna have to use this brush now instead. But my gosh, this is like beaming. It's such a beaming highlighting formula, but it's just gonna look so pretty. I need this brush because it's a little bit fluffier. This one, it's too stiff. It's too stiff. But I just have to tap it off or something, because that is just so metallic, right? It's crazy. So I'm gonna just be tapping this off slightly. I really, really like this highlighter. Like, don't get me wrong, I really love it. Otherwise, I would have not gotten like a second shade. I barely touch my nose right now. I just go like literally with a very light hand. It's so beautiful. I feel like the shade looks a little bit more native on my skin tone than the icy white one, the enlightened one. Face is done, so let's actually move on to the eyes. And I've got such an amazing eyeshadow palette for you guys. I can't wait to use it. I'm actually really, really excited to be pulling this one out. So this is by Luna Beauty, and this is the Moonshroom eyeshadow palette. This color story immediately caught my eye. Immediately. It's very, very pretty. The packaging, whew, extremely stunning. Like, this is giving me groovy fairy vibes. I have already played around with this palette. I've already done 2 looks. I'm not sure if I have already uploaded them or if they are going to be uploaded after this video goes up. And I can just tell you the quality of this palette is top notch. So let's have a look inside. So this comes with 18 shades in total. 12 of them are matte shades and 6 of them are beautiful shimmer shades. They do lean a little bit more on the metallic side. These are not like duochromes. They don't necessarily have a crazy shift to them, but they definitely do have a dimension to them. They just look so stunning, so flattering on the eyes. I mean, the color story is a beautiful combination of yellow toned neutrals, olive shades, and we also have more like reddish shades. Like, this is definitely leaning a little bit on the warmer side. But then we also have a periwinkle, we also have some burgundies, we have some beautiful toasty brown shades. I just think this is such a flattering, beautiful, well-curated color story all in all. They are like one of my favorite matte formulas, like so easy to work with. And the shimmers are so stunning on this. So for today, I thought, because I already did a couple of looks with this, those 2 looks that I've already created, I did focus mainly on the yellow tones. For today's look, I thought I could do something that I have not done with the palette yet. I want to use the periwinkle shade in here, and I want to use this shade, and I definitely do want to dig into this. I do want to go into the more like purple shades, because I feel like with the pink on my cheeks, that would make the most sense. I don't know if I'm gonna be maybe using this, maybe in my inner corner. We shall see what I'm gonna come up with. I don't have too much of a plan, so I'm gonna be starting off with my BK202 brush, and I'm gonna take the shade Pixie Pop all over. I mean, let's go. It's a beautiful, almost like periwinkle lavender type of shade. I just felt like it would go really well with the blush and with the rest of my makeup, and also with the lip product that I chose for today. Oh my gosh, I love this shade. This shade is just everything. And this formula, these mattes are so beautiful, okay? They are not chalky, they're not powdery, and they're not over the top creamy. They are just kind of like the perfect mattes, and I really, really think this is great quality. I'm gonna use my Spectrum B11 brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Pretty Poison. This beautiful, a little bit deeper mauve shade right here. Let's see if this is gonna pull very berry on me or if it's a little bit more purple. I love it. It is not pulling too berry. It is really like an aubergine purple. So I'm gonna go back into Pixie Pop for a second and just blend out the edges a little bit further with this shade right here. I really don't want to overdo this, but I feel like it's just gonna blend out the shade a little bit more. I mean, my outer corners are already quite deep right now, but I still want to deepen them up a little bit further. And I'm gonna go into the shade Death Cap. It's the deepest shade in this palette. It is very deep, but pretty. And I'm gonna go back with my Spectrum brush and try and blend it out just slightly. I don't want to bring it upwards. I really want it to stay low on my lids. So the next thing I would usually do would be putting something in my inner corner. I hope I'm not making a mistake, but maybe, I don't know. I'm just gonna go into it. It's called Honeysuckle. I mean, it's popping. This is such a beautiful yellow. I might need a little bit of this shade Puffball, because it's a little bit more of a mid-toned yellow, so it's not very bright. Definitely more of a mid-tone shade, so I'm gonna use this because I just kind of want to brighten this up slightly. I think it's looking interesting. I don't know if the yellow is going to be visible once I'm done with the entire look. I think I'm gonna go in with my Martin Cosmetics Electric Violet shade. It's almost like purple leaning blue, but I'm just gonna put that in my waterline. So let's proceed to my lower lash line. You know what? Let's actually continue with the purple, with this aubergine shade, Pretty Poison. And then let's deepen it up with that cap. Let's just do that. I don't want to experiment too much here, but yeah, I'm gonna use this shade. Well, all right, I kind of like where this is going. I'm just going to be cleaning up my edges, apply a little bit of glitter glue onto my lids, and then I'll be right back. All right, so my edges are cleaned up and my glitter glue is applied. So now I do want to go into the shade Witch's Hat. I'm gonna use this shade right here and I'm gonna put it not all over my lids, but maybe a little bit off the center right here. I'm gonna stop. I have applied these with my finger. You can also pick this up with a brush, does not matter. These are so creamy to the touch. I mean, that is so stunning, right? That is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. My God. So I'm gonna be applying this and I'm gonna be blending it out with a brush. I just love this color. This color is everything. So unique. So now I'm even more excited to be going over this shade with this magic mushroom. I'm not sure what it's gonna be like. I just wanna go from the inner part right up into the center, okay? So let's do that. I have no words. I'm a little bit lost for any words right now because I just look at this look and I'm like, wow. Wow, the shape Magic Mushroom. And it also, what was it called? Witch's Hat. These two together, amazing. The only thing I completely forgot to do is highlight my brow bone. I feel like I'm just gonna go into my Rare Beauty highlighter to do that with. Oof, everything is looking so smooth. I love it. I love the eye look. The only thing that is still missing is the mascara. So let's actually apply some mascara. And I'm not sure if this is a brand new product. This may have gotten released months ago, and I also picked this up recently during the Sephora sale. And I did not even realize that this was a tubing formula. But apparently it is. So this is by KVD Vegan Beauty, and this is the full sleeve mascara. First off, let me just show you this packaging. This packaging is so cool, so stunning. This feels honestly very luxurious with the tattoo element of it. I love it. I love the font. I just love everything about this mascara. Now, I did not realize that this was a tubing mascara because I purchased this off Sephora. So I basically just had removed this with my cleansing milk. I mean, it comes off super, super well with the cleansing milk. So tonight I'm gonna try and remove this with lukewarm water. I'm gonna update you right here if it actually did the job well in terms of coming off like a tubing mascara. So I'm gonna be applying this. I'm gonna show you the brush real quick as well. This brush is quite big. It is a little bit more round on the tip of the brush. It has silicone bristles, I think. Yeah, I think these are silicone bristles. I think this is an amazing mascara. I've been enjoying this without even knowing it's a tubing mascara. Quickly gonna be curling my eyelashes, and then I'm gonna be applying it. The drama, the volume, the length that I can build up with this mascara, it is incredible. I freaking adore it. And also I feel like it's not over the top dry and it's not over the top wet. So again, it's a really good in-between sort of mascara. And I just think, look at that. That looks incredible. I really like it. So let's do the other side as well. It looks very volumized, very lengthened. They just look so dramatic. Also, this did not flake off. It did not smudge. It worked perfectly and it performed great. So yeah, my eyes are all done, and you guys, I just love this eye look. This eye look is so pretty, if I may say. So let's move on to the last step. Let's actually move on to my lips. So I did pick up a brand new lipstick release, and that is due to one of my wonderful subscribers who has actually pointed out this release to me because she remembered how much I loved their other version of the lipstick. So I ended up picking up the NABLA Beyond Blurry lipstick. And I did not just pick up one, you guys, I did pick up 3 shades. You guys may know that I love their Beyond Jelly lipsticks. I did feature them in my Better Later Than Never video. These lipsticks, I adore them. But they have recently released matte lipsticks, and as I said, my beautiful subscriber did point that out to me, and I was like, wait, what? They came out with matte lipsticks? Now they released 6 different shades here. I did pick up 3 shades. I'm gonna show you some arm swatches of them. So let's go from light to deep. So I think this is also going to be the shade that I'm gonna be applying today. This is the shade Chelaste, and Chelaste is described as a light pink nude. And I also picked up the shade Divinice, which is described as a warm nude, and then also the shade Saint, which is described as a maroon brown. Now I feel like these are a little bit more of a buildable product. If you do one swipe of this product, you're gonna get a different level of pigmentation as if you would build them up. So they are a little bit more on the buildable side. This is like a milky, blurry pink version of their Beyond Jelly lipsticks. This packaging is superb. It's so beautiful. Now, I think I'm gonna have to go in with a liner though. Like, I'm just gonna use a lip liner, something that would work with the shade. Maybe my Sweet Beauty Barely Dare lip liner. Should we use that one? I feel like these could go very, very well with each other. So I'm gonna be applying this lip liner real quick, and then we're gonna get back to the lipstick. So the lip liner is applied. I really like this shade. It's very nude, it's very natural. You know, also did not go ham on the lining today. I just felt like I want to keep it a little bit more subtle so that you can see the lipstick. So I'm gonna do one swipe, and I'm gonna show you what is this giving me with one swipe. And then afterwards, I might, want to build up the color. So this is with only one swipe. This is pretty cool toned. I really love this shade. Let's actually build this up just a little bit more. Yeah, you can see now it has more color, pigment payoff. I love the way they feel on the lips. They don't feel drying. They almost feel moisturizing on the lips. They blur and they look like powdered lips, but in the best way possible. The silky feel of them would not necessarily suggest that they are moisturizing, but they do feel creamy. Top notch. I love these. But alright, you guys, those were all of the products that I was able to pick up recently, that I was trying out recently. So I've got to say though, I absolutely love the way my makeup is looking today. I am so happy, especially with this eye look, with the lip, with the complexion. The only thing I'm still a little bit undecided with is this Hourglass powder. I don't know if I like it or not. I gotta update you on that. I will also have to show you that Catrice foundation in an upcoming video, and I really do want to pick up that Fenty highlighter. I really want that so bad. So next time I'm in Sephora, I will definitely make that purchase. But please do let me know if you have tried out any of the products that were featured in today's video and what was your experience with them, or if you want to try any of them out, do drop me a comment down below. And if you did end up enjoying this video, why not give it a thumbs up? Subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love to have you on here. And don't forget to ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming content. And yeah, until next time, please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.